Okay. So now we are going to discuss about in D drive Cucumber tags. 1 second. Downloads folder. Tags and hooks. So tags and hooks folder. So now we are going to discuss about tags. Okay. So let me import Cucumber tags project. So I'm selecting existing Maven projects, going back to browse, and I'm selecting in my D drive. So tags Cucumber project. This is the project I'm importing. Clicking on finish. So this project is importing. Let it complete. Right. So here JRE system library, I'm changing to 1 point. Okay. Can a feature file contains multiple scenarios? We can write, right? Okay, right. Now let's go to the first point. Okay, now let's see the first point. So I'm navigating to features folder. So I'm opening sample.feature file. See here, you are able to see so many scenarios. So this feature file contains, this is one test, this is one scenario, and it contains only one step. This is another scenario, this is another scenario, this is another scenario. So like that, I have written so many scenarios in this feature file. Okay, now see here I have written this part, we can call it as a tag. So here I mentioned @functional test. So all these scenarios are belongs to functional test group. Okay, whatever, so all this scenario is belongs, it comes under functional test group, and this scenario which comes under functional test group. So every scenario which comes under functional test group. Okay, so like that I have specified, and particularly this scenario is belongs to smoke test group and regression test group. Suppose this is one scenario. Suppose you want to mention this scenario is belongs to nationality module. You can write module name whatever you want. So this scenario is belongs to nationalities module. Okay, so it belongs to some group name. So like that I had mentioned. So this scenario is belongs to the group name as regression test, and this scenario, okay, is belongs to smoke test group. Okay, and this scenario is not belongs to any of the group, but by default it will comes under functional test group. And this scenario is belongs to smoke test and as well as regression test group. This scenario is belongs to regression test group. So this scenario is not belongs to any of the group. And this scenario outline, this is belongs to end-to-end group. So if you want to specify the particular scenario is belongs to so and so module name, so and so group name, if you want to specify, you have to write @ and the group name. Okay, you can, if the scenario belongs to customer module, you can write @ customer. If the scenario is belongs to nationality module, you can write @nationality. Okay, there is a add nationality scenario you have developed, and modify nationality module you have developed, and delete nationality. All these three test cases are related to nationality module. You can specify @nationality. Okay, so like that. So in this feature file, every scenario is belongs to some group name. So here I mentioned here for this scenario, I haven't mentioned the group name at all. So by default, it will comes under functional test. So each and every scenario, it belongs to functional test group globally. Okay. So this we can call it as a tag name. For every scenario, we are specifying some tag name. Tag name is group name. Okay. So now I want to, so you have developed your set of feature files and scenarios and everything. And I am asking to execute only smoke test group of scenarios. Got the point? I don't want to execute regression test groups. I don't want to execute end to end. I want to execute only smoke test. So only smoke test means whichever scenario which comes under smoke test group, I want to execute. So this scenario which comes under smoke test group or not, it will comes because that scenario belongs to smoke test group. This one, no, it won't. And this one, it will come. And this one, it belongs to functional test group. It's not belongs to smoke test group. This one, it has to execute. This one, right? So this one, no, this is not belongs to smoke test. So now I want to execute only smoke test related group of test cases. So what you have to do is, so let's go back to src test Java in the runner class file under test runner 3.java class file. Not this one. So I don't want to this test runner.java file. Okay, so I want to execute only smoke test. So here I'm mentioning smoke test. That's it. So you need to write @include tags value is equal to, within the curly brackets, you have to specify the group name so that only smoke test group of scenarios can be executed. Okay, so means whichever scenario it comes under smoke test group, those can be executed. So now let's run this test runner.java class file. See, for every step, so here my sample.feature. So every step implementation is, this is blank test. So already my step definition.java class file already unimplemented method. Okay, 1 second. Okay, if it is not there, it will ask. Okay, let's run this part. Okay, so I want to execute this sample.feature file. So the first point is I need to ensure sample.feature file, and let's go back to my test runner.java class file, and let me run my test runner. Okay, JUnit test, I'm checking. So this is the unimplemented steps. It is asking me I have to implement them. And which of the feature files it is executing? Successful login. So my feature file, okay, let me open my feature file. Here it is. So successful login. So let's open the first one. So successful login. This is the scenario. It is only executing. And unsuccessful login. No, not this one. Add product to tag. So this is executing. And is this coming? No. And this one, remove a product from a backlog. It is executing. And remove all products from, no, not this one. So this one it is coming. And so this one, buy a product with cash payment, it's executing. And last one is buy a product with CC payment. So this one is it. So that's it only. So only smoke test for this features file, it is asking me to implement unimplemented step. So the common step is in all the steps I have mentioned. That means if you want to execute only smoke test related group of test cases in your testrunner.java class file, you have to write @include tax value is equal to smoke. If I want to execute regression test, then what I need to do? Simply I have to specify regression test. Okay. If I want to execute end to end, I have to specify end to end. If I want to execute all the scenarios, what is the group name? I have to use functional test. So this is the group name I have to specify. Okay. So let me run this one. Test runner 5 run as unit test. See, it is showing everything. It is showing everything. So all the feature files it is asking me to run this. Okay. And if I want to execute only regression test, okay, let's see that part. And I'm saving. See, only these four. Okay, let me go back to the feature file. So regression test, successful login, unsuccessful login, and remove a product from a bag. So this one, and what else? Other one, remove all products from a bag. That's it. So now we are clear how to execute a specific group of features scenarios. Yeah, I'm coming to that point. So now we are clear about how to execute only specific group. If the scenario comes under that group, we are executing. Now the next point is, I want to execute only smoke test and I want to execute only regression test. So this combination of, okay, first we will see, okay, smoke test, whether the scenario belongs to either smoke test or either scenario belongs to regression test. So now let's see that part. So if it is the case, you need to take this one and you have to specify like this. So if the scenario comes either under smoke test or regression test, those things can be executed. Okay, now let's run this part. Okay, now let's come back to feature file. So first one, smoke test or okay, next one, unsuccessful login. This is got executed because this scenario it comes under regression test group. And this one also it is coming. And this one is also coming. And this one it is also coming here. If you see, remove all products from a bag. Smoke test. Product quantity from a paste. So this is also it is coming. So if you want to specify, okay, either smoke test or regression test scenarios that you want to execute, you need to specify like this. Okay. And the next question is, I want to execute only the combination of @smoke test and @regression test. Previously, we have R condition we check. Now I want to check only the combination of smoke test and regression test. Now I can write like this. And I'm saving. Okay. So smoke test and regression test. So let's run this part. So smoke test and regression, e-commerce successful login. So let's go back to here. So this is smoke test and regression group. So successful login, and another one is this one. Remove a product from only those two. Okay. So like, so if you are specifying under condition, only those combination of filter only it will be checked. If you are specifying R condition, if the scenario belongs to either smoke test or either regression. Got the point, everyone? Okay. Okay. Tag. I got us. I got us. I got us. So on tags. Hero bit, na? అది కాదు ఇప్పుడు లేటెస్ట్ గా డౌన్లోడ్ చేయాలి. It's already downloaded, it's showing. Framework 11, BDD Cucumber Framework 11. Downloads folder. Okay, so if you are specifying include tax is equal to only smoke test we executed, smoke test or regression test, and now we executed smoke test or regression. So now I want to write, I want to execute regression test, but I don't want to execute smoke test. So in that case, we need to write like this. Okay, see this combination, fourth one. I want to execute only regression group of scenarios, but don't want to execute smoke test. Okay, so let's see this part. So I'm writing here regression test. And I don't want to execute smoke test. So if you are specifying not condition, you need to write like this. Okay, so you want to execute regression tests, but don't execute if it is in smoke test group. Okay, so let's run this part. Run as. So here e-commerce application unsuccessful login. E-commerce unsuccessful login. So this one it's got executed. Okay, and remove all products from a bag. Remove all products. So this is got executed, but this combination was not executed. Got the point? Because successful login, this is not executed. Because I want to execute only if the scenario comes under smoke test, I don't want it. So in that case, you need to write like this. Got the point? And I want to execute all the functional test group of test cases. Okay, I want to execute all my functional test group of scenarios. And I don't want to execute smoke test. Okay, that means what it can be executed. Tell me first output. This will be executed or not?
No,
not. This one, this one, this one. No, because it contains smoke test. This one, it will be executed. This one, it won't be executed. This one, it will execute. So that means, so whichever functional test group of scenarios that you want to execute, you can execute, except regression test. Okay, let's run.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Is smoke that is a method or something? I'm not getting
it. Group name. It's a group name, I'm telling.
It's a group name, smoke.
Yeah,
and regression means
you can give group name whatever you want.
That is group name.
Yes, group name. Okay, you can
sir.
write customer, products, orders. So the scenario you are developing for a particular group. Okay, so yes. The scenario is belong to some particular category of that module. So you can
Okay.
specify the group name. That's it. So
Okay.
now this time,
Regression,
sorry,
regression test I forgot or something. You can do.
see group name. This
Regression.
scenario belongs to this category.
Okay, okay.
This scenario is belongs to globally functional test group category. If I am not
Okay.
specifying any of the category, by default it will comes under functional test group. Okay, even
Okay.
though this scenario it's globally comes under functional test group. Got the point? Okay. So
Okay.
now let's come back to the test on R5.java. And I want to execute. Okay, now let's understand this. And I'm keeping like this. See. Okay. I'm specifying like this. 1 second. So what does that mean? First, you can tell me. I don't want to execute if the scenario comes under smoke test, if the scenario comes under regression test, or if the scenario comes under end-to-end.
Okay.
That means which can be executed. Tell me.
Functional test.
So in this, which one this will be executed? So line number 16, this one this can be executed. And any other
31.
can be executed. Okay. And that's it only. Okay, let's run the part. So let's go back to here, test on our 5. So e-commerce application add multiple products to tag. Add multiple products to tag. So this is got executed. And second one is decrease product quantity from backpage. Okay. So this is got executed. So anyway, I'm going to share you this PPT. See, this is the part I explained now, just now. Include value. I want to execute function tag, but I don't want to execute if the scenario comes under this group of scenarios. Okay. All right. So this we already discussed, and I want to execute only functional test and don't want to execute smoke test. So we already discussed. And if I'm writing like this, what does that mean? Other than smoke test. Other than smoke test, I want to execute. Okay, let's run this. Okay, let's save and run this now. Test on our 5 job class. So other than smoke test, I want to execute it. So here I'm coming back to here. Unsuccessful login. First. So this is got executed. And add products to this. This is also got executed. And this is also got executed. Remove all products. And I don't want to execute. So decrease product. This is got executed. And this I don't want. Payment method. So that's it. Clear, right? So I don't want to. Okay, right. Now, so if I will mention functional test, everything is executed. So that is clear. So now we have discussed about completely include tags. And there is one more feature. Exclude tags also it has been given. Okay. So now let me explain this part. Instead of writing complexly, okay, we can write easily as well. So you want to execute all functional test groups, but I don't want to execute smoke test. Okay, I don't want to execute smoke test or regression groups. What is the point? I don't want to execute exclude tags. Simply it can be ignored. Okay, those group of scenarios can be ignored. Okay, let me save it and run. So other than smoke test or regression only, it can be executed. See here, add products to bag. Where is that? add products to batch. Add multiple product to batch. This is got executed. And decrease product. This is got executed. And payment declined. When 43. Yeah, payment declined. So that's got it. Okay. And if I don't want to execute, so exclude means simply it can be excluded. That's it. Got it? So if you want to write same thing at a time, here also you can write and you can write not. If you are writing here at a time, you can mark this one in comments because you already specified here. Okay. So better way in this case, you can write the best syntax approach is this one. So anybody can easily understand what you are. Okay. So now we have executed, it's been executed like that. So everyone understood, right? Everyone we have understood. Okay. So what is mean by tag means for every scenario, you can specify the group name or category name. You can specify group name, whatever it is, products module, orders, customers module, order module. So if you want to execute specific group of scenarios in the testrunner.java file, in the include tags, you can write it here. So that only specific related categories of scenarios only can be executed. Okay, so that's it. Okay, now let's go to the PPT part and we can discuss more. So tags are used to execute specific group of scenarios only. Tags are defined in testrunner.java class file. For a particular scenario, we can specify the group name or tag name by writing @tag name in a feature in the scenario. So those are the 3 points I specified. So I had given example here. Okay, I want to execute functional test and I don't want to execute smoke test or regression I had given. And this is what we have discussed just now. And so just for explanation purpose, I had given. So product means all tests for products can be executed, and catalog or shipping, all tests for catalog plus all tests for shipping. So any of the combinations can be executed. Catalog and shipping, only the combination of catalog and shipping only can be executed if the group name is like that. And product, I want to execute all the product scenarios except end-to-end. That is the meaning. And here, if you are writing like this, see, this is very different meaning. Okay. So I want to execute, okay, micro and integration group of scenarios. Okay. Group of scenarios, the products. So, and see, all micro and integration tests for product and shipping. That is the meaning. Okay, that is the last complexity part you need to understand. So micro and integration scenarios I want to execute. I want to execute tests for product and shipping mode. Okay, so that means in your feature file it could be like this. I will show you. See, catalog, shipping. What is this? Okay. Product micro integration. Okay. @product. Did I mention anywhere? So here shipping module and shipping module. Okay, shipping module micro. So these combinations. So from the shipping module, there are different combinations. Shipping module, there is smoke category is there, integration is there, and micro is there. So from the shipping module, I want to execute micro and integration. Integration test cases only I want to execute those specific. So in that case, we can write condition like this. Just refer the last one. But anyway, in the interviews, they won't ask this much thing. Simply the direct question in the interviews, people will ask how to execute specific group of scenarios. That's it. Okay, how you will write? Include tag values is equal to the group name we can specify so that it can be executed. So I want to execute specific group. And the second question might be the interviewer, he will ask, I don't want to execute, I want to skip particular scenarios. How I will write? And the @exclude value tax is equal to, I can specify the group name. That's it. Or we can write @include not is equal to, instead of telling indirectly like that, in the @exclude, we can specify the group name. Even we can write like that also. Okay. So like that's it on the tax concept. So this PPT I can share you. So we have left with the last topic is Fuchs cost. Okay, we can discuss concept in tomorrow. Okay, so already interview questions and everything, explanation and everything PPT is ready. So just I want to show you. So I'm not covering explanation part anything. So these are the total topics we had discussed. Okay, so what is BDD and feature file, scenario outline, data table without headers, with headers, base object model, Cucumber, parallel execution. So all the PPT content is ready. So in the interviews, people will ask, these are the questions. Okay, so these are the 15 questions I had mentioned. So every question and answer I had given in this PPT. So how you have to explain about feature file, and this part we will see in day after tomorrow's class. And feature file and BDD, scenario and background key section, how you need to explain in the interviews, and scenario, how you have to explain, and scenario outline, how you need to explain in the interviews. Okay, data table without headers, these are the points you have to tell in the interview. And data table without headers, so without headers example I had mentioned, and data table with headers, and how these are the 5 bullet points you have to explain in the interview. And syntax part I had given. So interview questions, how to achieve parameterization in Cucumber. So by using scenario outline and data table with headers. Okay, and so how to continue steps, how parameter. So these are the things, and how to execute parallel execution by using test-ng. So this is by using this test runner.class file. By using test-ng framework, parallel is equal to true, parallel is equal to false, these things. And this is by JUnit framework. So cucumber.execution.parallel is equal to enabled is equal to true, we have to write. So these are the 2 ways. And tax, today's section we had discussed. So tax explanation part from the documentation part I have mentioned in this PPT. So syntax rules, no need to refer. Anyway, I have already covered. And tomorrow's concept, we are going to discuss about hooks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is simple topic only. It won't take much time. So tomorrow's topic is the final topic on Cucumber hooks. Okay, it might be next session we can focus on complete this PPT interviews, questions and explanation. Okay, that session is very, very important. So that's it for today's class. Understand everyone what is the concept of Cucumber tax? Okay, so this is the main PPT part is important. Just you need to write include tax value is equal to exclude tax value is equal to, so that's it. Okay, anyway, I'm going to share this PPT as well right now.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, how to create a new project of Cucumber?
Yeah, oh, that part is pending. Yeah, I will cover that at that topic again. See any documentation or anything, just you can ask Karuna madam, she can forward to you in appropriate batches. Yeah, that's it for today. Thank you, everyone.